Get me and the mates scoffing away as usual. I've just gone out and bought her food. Completely ignored me. Come out and eat with their friends.
Natural, bro. Natural occurrence.
In the jungle food. You can buy them all the Western food you want, and they'll still eat their stuff that they like to eat. I'm going to annoy her. I'm going to walk up, see what she's eating. Look at those two. On the phone. Here she's eating, as usual. He's a good eater, this lad. Oi, good. Getting a lie. And the cat. Oh, I lick your foot. What's that? Yum nam. Oh, yum nam. อร่อยมากชอบมาก
เจ้านี่บ่แซ่บบ่
1 cent. ผัก 1 cent. And there's me and James. We're eating beer. You found a new one yet?
A lot of them are interested. Look at this one.
She's interested in you.
She says she is. 30 years old.
30? She's too old for you, mate. Go and show me another one then.
From Bangkok. I ain't showing you shit. Fuck off. Always. You're my mate. My brother.
Yeah, I'm not a brother.
You're my brother.
Right, I'm going to try and do a serious interview with James, my mate.
Interview for what?
For my YouTube channel. Right, James. Why are you in Thailand? What brought you to Thailand?
The weather.
And that's it. But you're from Florida. You got similar weather.
I know. But I'm here because it reminds me of my youth when I was younger in Florida. Things were pretty relevant and easygoing.
Hey. Today. Today. Whiskey, see. Bar. Caplot motorcycle, bar.
What you want? Get a box. Get a box, take it home. You put that shit on IV. Anyway.
So, James, you're a bit of an enigma. You got an ethnic mix inside you, haven't you? You look white, but what's your ethnicity?
My mother's mother was Seminole Indian. My father's father was Cherokee.
Man.
I'm sure there's some other mixed up shit in there somewhere, you know.
So you have a lot of native Indian in your ancestry, yeah?
I don't get bit by bugs and mosquitoes like your ass.
I know you don't. You don't. Don't worry, I will edit bits out. But yeah, we've been good mates how many years now? 6, 7 years?
Yeah. Always from the first.
Cheers, man.
Always, forever.
Yeah, we get on good. We have our moments, but generally we get on pretty good. Lottery bloke just turned up. The draw's tomorrow. I need to buy a ticket, or 2, so see what numbers he's got. James is saying 150. Where's your helmet? Right, let's see what numbers there are here. Let's see.
Oh, he's selling the packages for big money.
Oh.
The package is about 500 to 600 baht. I'm not investing that much.
No me either, man. No way.
You don't get this single one. if I had a dream, Buddha came to me and said, play these numbers, I would buy a package. Believe me.
Right, my mate James. He's going to talk about his past before he joined the army when he was a kid. When he was breaking horses and stuff, yeah? Come on, tell me your story.
Yeah, but we used to go out, we used to take the horses out to round the cattle up, take the market. And the guy that I worked for, Mr. White, he had 5 pit bulls that he trained, to round the cattle up and everything
dogs.
like this.
Dogs, yeah?
Dogs. And every now and then, the dogs would get a steer down. They would pull him down to the ground and stuff like this, and he would ride up on his horse, and he would be yelling at him and stuff, and if they didn't get off, he would.
So how did the dogs pull the steer down? Just biting their legs or something?
Legs, ears, and anything, pull them down. But they would get one down, and he'd have to get them off of them. Because that was money. Money, his money. And he was really hard. He was full Cherokee. He was a really hard guy to work for.
Well, full Cherokee Indian?
Yeah.
Horse breeder or something?
Well, he did many things, but he was a cattle rancher. We used to take banknotes into the bank, $10,000, $15,000, put in the bank, everything
really?
like that. And every week, so whenever he went to the market, when he went to the auctions where they sold all these, steers and everything, they would bring a chair out for him to sit in. I mean, he was really top class. And he would buy all these steers, and he would put them on cattle trucks and send them up to South Dakota for a year. And I mean, they would triple in size in 1 year, and then he'd have them brought back down, and he'd sell them in the market. He made a lot of money.
It's like old Wild West stuff.
He made a lot of money.
So what's the story about the Palominos? I mean, Palomino horses are lovely, yeah?
Yeah, he used to bring in Palominos, young Palominos, but they were wild. They had to be broke.
Really?
So me and his son, we had to break them. And I'm telling you, it was fun, but when you got thrown off, it was not fun.
I always thought Palominos were like ponies. They're full-size horses or what?
Well, they weren't full size whenever he brought them in. They were young and they were highly spirited. It was really a treat to break one, to get on them to break them. But it was.
Did you ever get hurt?
Yes, I got hurt. I got thrown quite a few times and stuff. And when you land on the ground, it's back then you could get up and jump up, because you were young and everything like that.
That was before you joined the army, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And how old were you when you joined the army?
I joined the army when I was 17.
And how many years did you do?
24 years, 6 months, 15 days. 68.2% of my pay.
There's Americans for you. Remember everything. Nice one, James. Thanks for the interview.
Anytime, brother.
Right, a little bit more interviewing with James. You just told me you were based in Fort Knox, and I thought Fort Knox was just a base for the gold reserves in America. Is that true or not?
Well, I wasn't based at Fort Knox, but the guy that Mr. White that I worked for, his son and I joined the Army under the buddy program. They were supposed to, send us together. We were supposed to stay together, in the Army anyway. They sent his son to Fort Knox, Kentucky. They sent me to South Carolina, to Fort Jackson, South Carolina. And but Fort Knox was tank brigades, where they train people, to drive tanks and everything like that to be,
I never knew that. I always thought it was just purely there for the gold reserves, no?
No, it was interesting, but at that point, we were separated, And so I never seen him again until I went home one time, and he was already out of the Army. I mean, when he went to Fort Knox, and he knocked out his drill sergeant 3 times, and so they put him in the.
That's not good.
And they put him in the Army Boxing Corps.
A boxing corps.
Where he was, a boxer in the Army, and he actually went to Germany, and he drove tanks on the Fulda Gap. Back when it was East and West Germany, everything like that, and he actually got put out, because he was in the boxing corps, but they still had him in a tank regiment and stuff, so they would pull him out, for different things like that. But he was out, one time drinking, with his friends and everything like this, and he had these 2 guys come up, and they were giving him some shit, and they talked about his mother, and when they talked about his mother, that really pissed him off, and he put both guys in the hospital for 2 weeks. He broke both wrists, beating them, and then after that, they put him out of the Army.
I'm just more interested in the Fort Knox story. So the actual base of Fort Knox is a tank corps base, yeah?
That's where they train people, to drive tanks and, to be in the armor. That's what the armor brigade was. I
have a lot of history with the armoured regiments in the UK. My first regiment after leaving training was armoured reconnaissance, was 16th Queen's Royal Lancers. Then after that I went to Germany, and then it was main battle tanks. It was chieftain tanks with the Queen's Royal Irish Hussars, and they one of the first regiments that got Challenger 1 main battle tanks. Interesting. Cheers, mate. Bye. Wow, man, this is what I call rain. He's pissing it down. Proper rain in Thailand. Whee, chucking it down. Anyway, closing the door. See you later.